So on this day in 2004, Arsenal set a new record, 49 games undefeated. In this video, I look back on that day. Hello, my name's Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. In this video, I just want to look back on this day in 2004, the 16th of October, which was the day where we set the record of 49 Premier League matches unbeaten. Fantastic record that still stands today, of course. Just before I get into all that, I just want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you like what I do, please click the subscribe button down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up as well, as it really does help it to grow. And if you've got any comments at all to make about the Invincible team or anything to do with Arsenal really at all, please drop it in the comments box, because I do like to hear what you guys think as well. So I'll say this day in 2004, the 16th of October, Arsenal played Aston Villa at Highbury in a game that would ultimately become the record-breaking 49th game unbeaten. Of course, the previous record had been set by Nottingham Forest in 1978, it was, where they went 42 games without defeat. But we'd beaten that record back in August, actually, where with a 3-0 victory over Blackburn at Highbury. Of course, the game before, the one that equalled the record, was that famous game against Middlesbrough, if you remember, also at Highbury, where we were 3-1 down in the second half, and it looked as though we were going to blow it just as we were about to equal the record. But of course, we came back inspired by Jose Antonio Reyes, of course, and came back to win 5-3. And then, of course, we increased that record all the way through to it was 48 games by the time we played Aston Villa. Now, the previous game had been at the start of October, where we beat Charlton 4-0 at Highbury. That was a game where Thierry Henry scored that backheeled goal, if you remember, in front of the North Bank. And there'd been an international break, as indeed there had been this year. And we came back, I say, we faced Aston Villa. Now, at that time, Aston Villa were managed by David O'Leary, of course, the Arsenal record appearance holder. And of course, Arsenal fans still remembered a few years prior to that, where his Leeds United side had beaten us 1-0 at Ellen Road to deny us back-to-back league titles. That was in 1999. So with that in mind, you know, there was no way that a team managed by David O'Leary was just going to come and roll over and let us increase our record to 49. Now, the Arsenal team that started that day was pretty much the invincible team, really. So in goal was Jens Lehmann. The back four was Lauren, Kolo Toure, Sol Campbell and Ashley Cole. In midfield was Patrick Vieira and Cesc Fabregas. The two wide players were Robert Pires and Jose Antonio Reyes, and up front Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp. I mean, that's not a bad side, is it? So, you know, 49 games unbeaten. The one player missing from that was, of course, Freddie Ljungberg. Of course, played a big part in that 49 game unbeaten run. I believe he was injured at that time, so he missed out. But that was our starting team. Now, our previous defeat in the Premier League had come 17 months previously. Can you believe that? 17 months without losing a Premier League game. And that had been also at Highbury against Leeds back in May 2003. Of course, that 3-2 defeat handed Manchester United the league title that year, if you remember. But of course, we'd put that disappointment a long way behind us, and I say we'd gone unbeaten in the next 48 league games coming into this game. Now, so the Aston Villa side under David O'Leary, they lined up like this. It was Postma in goal, the Dutchman. He replaced Sorensen, who was of course injured, unfortunately, at that time for him. Their back four was Delaney, J. Lloyd Samuel, Olaf Melberg. Of course, Olaf Melberg, if you remember, a couple of years later would become the first goal scorer to score a competitive goal at the Emirates, the new Emirates Stadium, when he scored for Aston Villa in the opening day of the season that year. And the other defender was De La Cruz as well. Now, in midfield they had Hitzelsberger, Gareth Barry, Lee Hendry and Gavin McCann. And then up front was Carlton Cole and Darius Vassell. So that was the Aston Villa side. Now, they were in mid-table at that time. I think they were about 10th or 11th when they came to Highbury that day. So we were obviously clear favourites to win the game. But you know, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than that. We almost got a perfect start, actually. Sol Campbell headed against a crossbar after just 2 minutes. But it was just a few seconds later that Aston Villa actually broke out to take the lead. It was Lee Hendry with a goal, a good finish from about 25 yards into the corner, and suddenly the unbeaten run once again was looking a little bit shaky. But this was a team that didn't know when they were beaten. and once again we came from behind to win the game. It took us till the 19th minute to get back on level terms. Thierry Henry, his pace was too much for Delaney down the left hand side, and it was a foul in the penalty area. Referee Graham Poll pointed to the spot. It was Robert Pires actually who took the penalty. Now, Thierry Henry for some reason didn't like taking penalties when he'd been fouled for them. I don't know if it was a superstition thing, but anyway, it was Robert Pires who took the penalty, coolly slotted it into the corner, sent past Postma the wrong way, and made it 1-1. And then it was really a matter of the Aston Villa goalkeeper denying us for most of the rest of the first half. He made several great saves to keep it at 1-1, but finally in the last minute of the first half, in stoppage time, it was a great goal actually to put us ahead. Reyes' defence splitting pass put Thierry Henry in the inside left channel, of course, where he was most dangerous, and he curled the ball into the far corner of the net to put us 2-1 up. And I think then we all knew that we were going to make it 49 games. The second half was very similar. Again, it was Postma made some great saves to keep the score down, but we did finally get the third goal we deserved. 71st minute it was, a good goal as well actually. Substitute Matthew Firmini did well down the right hand side. Thierry Henry had a lovely little assist, pushed the ball through. Robert Pires arrived late in the box unmarked, and coolly slotted the ball into the corner to make it 3-1. And that made it, I say, 49 undefeated. I mean, what a fantastic record that was. I still don't think it's actually been given the full credit that it deserves actually. I mean, we've seen, haven't we, certainly over the last few years with these great sides, Manchester City, Liverpool, they've not managed to put together a run like that in the league. So it just shows what a great achievement that was from this Arsenal side. And of course, what I liked about it as well, I mean, we did talk about it briefly last night on the Positive Arsenal podcast, how instinctive the football was that we played. Nowadays it is very highly coached, isn't it? And it's almost robotic, the football. But back in them days, that Arsenal side, it was just all off the cuff. It was just fantastic to watch. And this game was the accumulation of that, really, wasn't it? The 49th game. Unfortunately, of course, we didn't quite make it to 50, did we? Thanks in no small part to referee Mike Riley. But I'll do a look back on that particular game probably on the anniversary next week, because you know, we were slightly unfortunate, shall we say, not to make it 50. Although I do feel that there was a few circumstances surrounding that game, but I say that's for another day. So that's that there. I say just look back on the day that we set the record, 49 games without defeat in the Premier League, a record that I don't believe is going to ever be beaten by what I believe still is probably the greatest Premier League side in history. A nice 3-1 victory, I say, over Aston Villa. So that's it. I say I hope you enjoyed that video. Please let me know your comments in the box. Was you there that day? Do you remember the game? If you did, you know, I'm sure you'd have great memories of it. I was on the clock end, as you can see by my t-shirt up in the corner there. Yeah, fantastic game, fantastic team, great days, wasn't they? So yeah, just thought it was an important anniversary really to mark today. So that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel as well, so please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks to all the new subscribers over the last few days. Hope you're enjoying what I'm doing. I do like to do some stuff on the history of the club, important dates in history such as this video. Also, of course, all the latest news as well, the latest game match reports and stuff like that. So coming up tomorrow, of course, it's a big game, isn't it? Manchester City at home. I'll be doing some coverage of that on the channel live as well. And then on Sunday, I'll be doing a full review of the game as well. Hopefully we can talk about a great debut from Thomas Partey. Let's hope so. And don't forget as well, on Monday night, I've got a former Arsenal player I'm having a chat to. I'll be releasing full details of that later on today to promote that show, and that's on Monday at 8 o'clock on the channel. So please stay tuned for that as well. I say thanks for your support of the channel since it's been going. Really much appreciated. Some great feedback that I've had as well. I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm doing. Thanks for watching this video. I say thanks for subscribing if you have done so, and if you haven't, please do so. And of course, in the meantime, as always, come on you Gunners!